Hello, my name is Bunny Martin, and I'm the yo-yo champion of the world and a magician. I'm an entertainer as a Christian. I met Mike Barber in 1978 when he was playing with the Houston Oilers. I did a chapel for the Oilers and met Mike then. Later on, I met him at an FCA event, and he asked me to spend the night with he and Deanne, and I did. And that began our friendship. I was going with another ministry all over America, speaking and entertaining in prisons. And I asked Mike once, would you go to prison with me? And his answer was, for the next year and a half, no, I'm not going to be around those filthy criminals. I'm a professional football player. I said, okay. And then he asked me about 2 months later, would I fly to Hobby on a chartered twin-engine out of Hobby to Beaumont to entertain at the Bob Hope Children's Home in Beaumont, Texas. We went, I did that. We got back to Hobby Airport. He said, what do I owe you? I said, you don't owe me anything, Mike. The smile on the children's face is plenty of pay for me. He said, thank you, I owe you a favor. I said, great. I flew back to Belton, Texas. For the next year, I would ask Mike several times, would you go to prison with me? He said, I've already told you several times, I don't want to be around those dirty, filthy criminals. I'm a professional football player. I said, okay. About a year and a half later, I was in Houston when Mike was playing with the Oilers, his tight end. And I called him from the hotel. I knew they had a game Saturday at the Astrodome. I said, Mike, this is Bunny, and I'm going into Chester 3 prison Saturday afternoon at 1:30. Would you go with me? He said, how many times am I said, wait just a minute, Barbs. That's what I call him. I said, you owe me a favor. You remember the Bob Hope Children's Home in Beaumont? He said, yeah. I said, the only way you can pay me back that favor is to go into Chester 3 with me Saturday afternoon at 1:30. I'm at this hotel, and I told him. He said, okay, I'll go, but I ain't saying nothing. I said, you don't have to say anything, just go. He showed up in my hotel room a little before noon with less than a happy attitude, and we went to Chester 3. He stood in the corner of the gym, didn't speak to anyone. The whole prison showed up because the word got out that Mike Barber was coming. After my program, they all wanted to shake Mike's hand. And I would glance over, and he would be shaking hands with an inmate or two, and I saw him talking to a few of them, and then he kind of loosened up, was talking more. Then we left. And he went home, and I continued that weekend. And then I was with another ministry, and I told the leader of that ministry, I think I can get Mike Barber to go with us as a special guest. He said, that would be great. I called Mike, and he said, I'll go. It was a California prison. And he went as a special guest, and we were roommates 5 years with another ministry, going all over America, speaking in prisons. Then from that, Mike started the Mike Barber Ministries. And I will forever be thankful to God for the small part that God used me in this wonderful, great ministry, the Mike Barber Ministries. God has done some great things and will continue to do greater things in the future. Mike, I love you. I love this ministry. And it's an honor to be with you tonight.